Ever since video games have existed, tons of people have been united around the planet to complete, create, or just enjoy the never-ending worlds that video games have given us. There will always be new video games that get released along the years, but will there ever be a video game that won't get its player count beaten? I'm sure you know famous games like Minecraft, but there are some that aren't that popular worldwide. Today we're going to look at the top 10 most played video games by player count. This is P13 and I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Number 1. Mini-World. Mini-World is a Chinese 3D sandbox game developed by Mini1 and released the 26th of December 2015. In this game, you explore, create, and start an epic adventure with your friends. You connect to the easy-to-join multiplayer mode where, via PC or mobile devices, you will start your mini-world where you can build anything you fancy. It has many game modes such as Survival, where you will try to shelter yourself and stay alive, where you can download various types of mini-games made by the community. This game ranks 10 with over 4 million players. Number 2. Microsoft Solitaire. Solitaire is one of the most famous computer card games that comes in Microsoft Windows. Having been released 30 years ago in one of the early Windows, this game was introduced by Microsoft to give the new users a break so they wouldn't be overwhelmed by the new operating system. The objective of the game is to create 4 piles of cards, one per color and shape, in ascending order. Basically, you have to keep placing cards on top of each other until you cannot make a move anymore. At the same time, you have to try to build piles starting with aces on the top and use the card stock pile if you run out of moves to make. You win the game after successfully creating all the 4 piles with their corresponding color and shape. This game ranks 9 with over 4 million players. Number 3. Minecraft. Minecraft is a sandbox video game developed by Mojang Studios. This game has been around since 2011 and has been a success in the YouTube scene, as it's one of the most community-based games. It's one of the best-selling video games with over 2 million copies sold and more than 1 million users active every month. Minecraft has won several awards and it has been cited as one of the greatest video games of all time. In this game, you can play offline in your own randomly generated world with different kind of game modes, or you can join an online server where you will find a huge amount of minigames and worlds you can join. The game is made of 3D blocks and objects which you can use to craft more blocks and objects as you get better gear and you dig deeper into the caves of the world. There are many bosses, for example, the Elder Dragon that when defeated will result in the official ending of the game, the Wither which is a floating 3-headed skeleton that can destroy blocks really fast, and many others that you will encounter along the game. This game ranks 8 with over 48 million players. Number 4. Tetris. Tetris is a tile matching video game created by a Russian software engineer called Alexei Pajitnov in 1984. When the engineer Alexei was making this masterpiece, his goal was to use computers to make people happy. He got his inspiration from another puzzle game called Pentamino. He also made the name by joining 2 words, tetra, which means 4, and tennis, his favorite sport, hence Tetris. Tetris is a game where basically you have to arrange all the pieces that are randomly given to you for an infinite amount of time. The pieces fall down faster as you progress levels, which make the game more challenging until you stack up mistakes and you get out of the screen. Every time you delete more than one line at the same time, you get bonus points. This game ranks 7 with over 5 million players. Number 5. Candy Crush Saga. Candy Crush is a free-to-play puzzle video game released in April 12, 2012 by King for Facebook. The game originally released only for web, but thanks to its success, it has been released for mobile and for Windows 10. Although you can pay to get bonus actions to clear the board, the game can be played entirely without spending any money, which makes it a real good game. With over 2.7 billion downloads, the game has made over $5 million. In Candy Crush, the players complete levels by solving the game board the game gives you. To solve this puzzle, you swap colored pieces of candy to make a match of 3 or more of the same color. Matches of 4 or more candies give you special rewards, such as power-ups with board clearing abilities. This game ranks 6 with over 5 million players. Number 6. GCard. GCard is an MMO racing game developed by Timi Studios and published by Tencent and Garena. This game was initially released as QQ Speed. It's most popular in China, where it has the record of having 2 million players online at the same time. GCard is available for PC and mobile. This kart racing game has a very simple keyboard control. The basic elements of this game are drifting and nitrous boost. Drifting accumulates N2O, which you can use later to boost when a full tank is reached. This game ranks 5 with over 500 million players. Number 7. PacMan Doodle. Pac-Man is a classic arcade game developed and released by Namco. In this game, that was originally released as Pac-Man, you play as a yellow sprite that has to eat two types of dots, the small generic ones, and others that are called energizers, which grant you the ability to eat the 4 ghosts that are constantly following you, trying to catch you. If one of these ghosts touch you, you lose one of the 3 lives that you are given at the beginning. Pac-Man is considered to be one of the most famous and influential video games of all time. It was the very first game that introduced the concept of power-ups and the ghosts' AI, which react to player actions. Having inspired other games such as Monster Maze, Spectre, and Midi Maze, John Romero, designer of famous games like Doom and Quake, credited Pac-Man as the game that has the biggest influence on his career. This game ranks 4 with over 505 million players daily. Number 8. Dungeon Fighter Online. Dungeon Fighter Online is a multiplayer role-playing video game developed and published by Neopol, and originally published by Hangame in 2005. Dungeon Fighter was originally released as Dungeon and Fighter, and in Japan as Aratsenki. In 2014, Neopol began testing a global version of the game, which was successful. DFO is one of the highest grossing and most played video games of all time, having more than 700 million players worldwide and having made over $15 billion in its lifetime as of 2020. DFO looks like a 2-side scrolling arcade hack and slash game such as Double Dragon. In this game, you will have to fight hordes of monsters which will give you experience and other rewards. This game ranks 3 with over 7 million players. Number 9. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is an online multiplayer battle royale game developed and published by PUBG Corporation. This game is a battle royale game which consists of a big amount of players dropping into a map that decreases its playable size with time until one of the players or teams eliminate the other players. Battlegrounds was first released in Steam's Early Access in March 2017, with a full release in December 2017. Every match starts with player parachuting straight into the action. It has 4 maps in which you can start looting and defeating enemy players with the guns and gear you've picked up from different houses and locations around the map. Every few minutes, the playable area becomes smaller towards a random location. If you're outside the playable area, you will start to lose health until you lose all your health and eventually die. This game ranks 2 with over 734 million players. Now comes the one you have been all waiting for. Number 10. Crossfire. Crossfire is an online tactical first-person shooter for Microsoft Windows, developed by Smilegate Entertainment. The game has its bigger player base in Asia, to be more specific in China and South Korea. It was developed by Smilegate and released in May 3, 2007. Amazingly, it was the world's top-grossing online game as of 2014 and went on to become one of the highest-grossing video games of all time. Crazy enough, the game has a lifetime total of 1 billion users in more than 70 countries worldwide and has grossed over $10 billion of revenue in its lifetime as of 2020. To summarize it, it's a free-to-play first-person shooter in which you have to play as 2 mercenary groups, Blacklist and Global Risk, where both groups have to fight each other in different maps. This game ranks 1 with over 1 billion players. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video, and as I said before, like, subscribe if you liked the video, and tell us what you like or didn't like so we can improve. Cheers!